Okay, good evening, everyone. Let us know more about the air element today. So, when we talk about these elements, the reason behind trying to learn more about these elements is that the composition of our body is same as nature. So, nature is composed of these five elements. Anything that you see around you is made up of five elements. Any one element could be in dominance, but everything is made up of five elements, including our bodies. So nothing is out of place. Our bodies are in tune with nature. Nature is in tune with us. And when this tuning goes out of order, that's when even nature reacts in its own way, and our bodies react too in the form of mental and physical disorders. So that's why it is very important that we understand. To understand nature, we need to understand these five elements. And that's the sole purpose of having this conversation for 5 days. Okay? So today we have the air element, which is represented by the index finger. Now, air element that is on has a composition of 6% in human bodies. The fire element that we discussed yesterday is 4% in human body. So the representation of air element is seen through the most evident representation is the breath in human body, right? And then it is also seen through life, vitality. Then it is seen through movement. So all that is moving inside us, air element is the reason behind it, because movement cannot happen without air. Air represents movement, then expansion, and then communication and lightness. Light as compared to heavy, the heavy and light one. So lightness is represented by air because air is light. It will always rise up. Okay. Unless the air gets heavy with the moisture, or then it comes down as rain, or it also, if we want to look at this feature in the spiritual sense, then when there is pollution in the mind and body, pollution in the nature, then everything gets heavy, right? The mind gets heavy too when it is polluted by negativity or any kind of how can I explain that? Any kind of thoughts that are not suitable for the health of the mind, right? So it gets heavy. And then if that heaviness persists, then it takes the form of diseases. It comes out, it shows out in the form of diseases. So this is how air represents in nature and the body. Now we are going to have again that same comparison, how we can see air in nature and then how we can see air and understand air in the body. In the nature, we see plants and trees. Now the plants give out oxygen and we take in oxygen. We human beings give out carbon dioxide and the plants breathe in carbon dioxide. So, whatever the plants are giving out, the trees and the plants, we are inhaling that, which is oxygen.
Mhm.
Whatever we are exhaling, carbon dioxide, the plants are inhaling that. So, we are very closely related. Our lives are very closely related to the lives of the plants. And it is not going to be an understatement to say that half of our respiratory system is taken care by the plants, right? Because whatever they are giving out, the oxygen we are taking in. Now, if the plants are not there, oxygen will not be there because that's how they are through photosynthesis and all other processes that are happening inside them. Oxygen is released in the nature, in the air, in the environment, and that's the air we are breathing in. Okay, so this is how we can understand and identify the air element and our relation to the nature in the context of air element. Okay, Now, if we want to understand this in the body, our bodies, human bodies, then prana, the life force, is the first and the foremost. The best way and the best manifestation of prana is the breath. If, see, prana is not breath, breath is the closest manifestation of the life energy. We cannot see the life energy with these eyes, but we can understand life, how life energy must be working through our breath, because breath is life giver, so is prana. So we try to understand how this prana is, what is the nature of it, the life energy through our breath. And this all is controlled by the air element. All right. Okay, let's come on to the action. Now, action of air element is breathing, first of all, thinking, all the movements that are happening inside the body, all the kinetic movements that is taken care of by the air element, healing, balancing, all these are, and it's the manifestation of associated with air element and thinking. So it is related to the brain power also, and it is related to healing, balancing, and circulation in the body, which includes the blood circulation, the air circulation, and the circulation of air in the digestion and the digestive processes and in other systems in our human bodies. So it's all about circulation and movement and kinetic movements all through the body. Just like there is air movement in the nature, hurricanes, tornadoes, right? So similarly, air is moving inside our body in different systems in different ways. Okay. Now, if this air element is in balance, what happens? Now we are going to understand the balance and the imbalance of air element in the body through its features. Now we already talked about the features. It is breath, it is life, it is movement, all the kinetic movement, then it is expansion and lightness. So if the air element in our body is balanced, so there will be less movement or balanced movement, which means what? There will be less restlessness, more peace, right? Movement means what? Movement means imagine everything is moving around you and you are at the center watching the movement around you, and it keeps happening throughout the day. Will that environment be a peaceful environment?
No.
Right? So, and the movement is taken care of by the air element. So when there is movement, there is less peace. So if this air element is balanced in the body, that person will be more peaceful. And peace is connected to patience. Now, that person will be more patient. And if that person is patient, that person will be more tolerating. There will be that virtue of tolerance in that person. Tolerance will come with forgiveness and acceptance. All these virtues are related to the air element if it is in balance in the body and mind. And that person will tend to be non judgmental, right? All these features. And on the contrary, if these goes out of balance in the body, then everything is reversed. Impatience, restlessness, this can prolong over the period of time. It can lead to anxiety. It can lead to depression, right? If it is not corrected or taken care of, then that person could be fearful and could be argumentative, unnecessary arguments. That's because of the um, dominance of air element. So these elements, they are all present in human body. Five Elements are everywhere, but whichever element is in dominance will decide the personality of that human being. Okay? So, since we are talking about air element, let us say one person, one human being has air element in dominance. So, you will be able to see that person as cannot sit peacefully, something like that. Always wants to do something, and that person could be argumentative, wants to argue on every little thing. But we take it as, oh, what's wrong with him or what's wrong with her? But it could be related to the air element because that is in dominance in their personality. So, helping yourself understand these elements will help you understand others also,
Hmm.
right? Yeah. Okay, so let us connect this to the five senses. Now, how can we look at this element, air element, through our five senses? How can we experience it? Through touch, taste, sight, smell, and sound. Okay? Through touch. Can we touch air? Can we? We can feel it, but we cannot touch it. So we can become aware of it. Now we can become aware of the air element on our body. For this, you can tune into nature by taking a pause, go out, not in this weather, but otherwise, you can go out, you can sit in nature, take a pause, and now you are going to observe the warmth or the coolness of the air on your body. You can also observe how gentle or how forceful the air is around you. You can also come in touch with, you can also connect with this element by observing the direction from where the air is flowing, right? All these little things, if you observe by sitting in nature, you will be able to connect yourself with this element. Now, this is a wonderful way to be present, to bring yourself in the present moment. So, this is called nature therapy, right? You just sit in nature, observe
Mhm.
there all the features, whether it is cool, a gentle breeze of the summertime, or whether on which direction it is coming from, all this stuff, and you will be grounded in the present moment. So, kind of therapy for the body and mind. Okay, nature therapy. This is how you can connect through touch, through your skin. Okay, now taste. Bitter and astringent tastes are related to the air element. Bitter and astringent. Now, this taste is the astringent. We all know when we get a wound, we always apply something that is astringent in nature, right, to help it heal. So this is related to the air elements. These tastes, both bitter and astringent, they help to heal the wounds. They can remove excess swelling or excess water retention in the body because air is dry in nature. When that any person will have a dominance of air element, you will notice their skin, their hair are more on the drier side. So they might have to apply more moisturizers or have something to do with their hair to in order to um, handle the frizziness in the air. This all is related to air element. So they help to dry off any kind of water retention in the body or any swelling anywhere in the body. And it also can dry off congestion due to phlegm or mucus, the air element. Okay, so this is about the bitter and the astringent taste. Now, in our everyday food, the bitter and astringent taste we can find in like collard greens. We can also find that in kale and maybe cocoa. And astringent could be green tea or some legumes, right? And pomegranate. So these fruits and veggies are Um, as bitter gourd is also coming to my mind. That is very bitter and it is very cleansing for the blood. It is very bitter in taste, but it cleanses the blood. So it's good to have that too. So that one too. Yeah. So all the fruits and veggies, anything that has bitter and astringent taste can balance out the air element in the body.
Rupa, would lemons go into that category? Because they're
Lemons, we talked about the fire element because they are acidic. Acidic, yeah, like vinegar and lemon,
so
and
that's for fire.
that's more of a fire element.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, now the smell. Fresh air, the smell of fresh air, this is how we can get in touch with the air element in nature. When we go out in nature, we can smell the fresh air. Now, if we are the type of person who wants to keep the windows always open in their room, then we can have fresh circulation of air in the house. This will help the sleep quality also for all the people who are living in that house because of the freshness. So this is how we can smell the air due to its freshness. We always can smell the stale air if we are in a closed room or a closed house which has remained closed for a long, long time. So if we can smell the staleness in air, we can always compare it to fresh air. So this is how we can come in touch with air through smell. Okay, and the sight. Now, sight will be through the eyes. Now, as I mentioned, the air element has the quality of movement. So all the movement happening around you can help you connect with the air element. So watching the world move around us, movement of tornadoes and hurricanes, that is in nature. Then the gentle breeze on a summer day, you can feel the movement through your eyes. And how can you feel that movement? You can watch the leaves, how they are moving with the air. You can watch the trees and the plants. And you can also watch the clouds, how the air is taking them from one place to the other. So that is the movement you can watch through your eyes and connect with the air element, right? This same similar movement is also happening in our body in the form of circulation, blood circulation, air circulation, how the lungs are taking in air and giving out, how the heart is pumping the blood, the deoxygenated and oxygenated. The movements are responsible, air is responsible for all these movements, right? And now comes the sound part through the ears. Now, the air itself doesn't have any sound of its own, but we wouldn't be able to hear anything without air because air carries the sound vibrations in the form of sound waves. So, air is the medium through which we can listen, we can hear anything, music, talking to, we can hear even the other person who is in front of us, like you are listening to me. It is all happening through sound vibrations. And these sound vibrations are being carried by air from me to you and from you to me. So air is responsible for that, even though it itself doesn't have a sound. Okay. Now we are going to do a little experiment. So if you want to just sit up straight and close your eyes, you can rest your hands in your lap or on your knees. And I'm going to very gently verbally guide you. So take few breaths, that is air too, and allow that air to be felt in your body and mind. Just feel it. We are talking about it, so Feel it, find a connectivity with your breath. Now we are going to try to listen to the sound waves that are being carried by the air to us. Wherever you are in your house right now, try to listen to any sound you can hear in that room where you are sitting. So take a moment. Register all the sounds that you can hear. Only in the room that you are right now. Now, very, very slowly take your attention outside the room, maybe the next room, and move your attention further away and listen to the sound, any sound coming from the other room. And very gradually keep taking your attention further away in your house and the different kinds of sound you can decipher from every area of your house. Try to observe a variety of sounds. Gently begin to come back to the place where you are sitting. So bring your attention, gently withdraw it. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. All those who are behind the camera, I won't be able to tell whether you have opened your eyes or not. I'm assuming you all are ready to hear me again.
Yeah, sure. We are ready.
So this is how you can practice a little meditation, listening to the sounds around you. And this is very interesting if you are sitting outside anywhere, in a park, in your backyard. It's very interesting how you can take your attention from your backyard and to your neighbor's house and then further away, maybe on towards the street. And with practice, you are um, able to listen to maybe a police car going far, far away, or maybe a fire truck. So some sounds a normal person would not even they would miss very easily. So you are able to take your attention that far and able to grasp the sound waves coming from that far. So a very interesting type of meditation that you can keep practicing anytime, any number of time during the day. Okay. So let's relate the air element to yoga and pranayama. Now, the yoga poses, as we always keep in mind the quality of that element. So today's air element has the quality of movement, of lightness. So all the yoga poses that create or that are related to lightness and movement will be related to this element, like cat and cow, a very gentle sequence, right? Flowy movement and very gentle. And anything that expands, where now this air element is related to heart chakra, so which is the fourth chakra. It is related to the heart chakra and the space where the heart is located in the body. And the heart is located in the chest near the ribs. So anything related to the ribs and the chest is the air element. So anything that expands your chest, expands the ribs, any pose, that is going to help you with the air element to balance it out. So something like gentle back bends, forward bends and back bends, cat and cow. It could be a gentle cobra, right? It opens up the chest, and it could be made flowy by moving with the breath up and down, right? Supported bridge pose, which is very gentle. You don't have to hold it without support. So keep a support under your back and then just rest your back on the block or any other support. Well, any flowy and gentle sequences are related to the air element because you're moving your body gently, just like air moves. Okay. Now pranayam is breath observation or inhaling and exhaling equally. Equal inhale and exhale pranayam or observing your breath. So we are again going to practice this pranayam. So sit nicely, everyone. We are going to observe the breath first, and then we are going to move into pranayam, which is equal inhale and exhale, and I will verbally guide you. So for the first few minutes, we will sit up, close the eyes, and rest your hands in your lap or on the knees, and let's observe the breath. Mindful breathing. It is also a type of Buddhist meditation. Breath observation. We are going to simply observe the air moving in the body and moving out of the body through our nose. Keep your attention only on your inhale and exhale. Gentle breaths, no need to change the way you are breathing. As you are breathing, pay attention to the movements happening in your body due to this. This observation is going to connect you with your breath, your body, and mind very deeply. Breathing can slow us down if we are paying attention to it. Breathing can help us to connect with our true nature, our essence. One more breath. Gently open your eyes and relax. Now, without using your hands, you can continue with your eyes closed or open, equal inhale and exhale. Relax your body. Relax your shoulders, chest, and belly. Keep your spine upright. Let us take a breath in to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Breathing out. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out completely. 2 more times to the count of 3. Full breath in 3 counts. Try to take in as much air as you can in 3 seconds and then exhale completely in 3 seconds. One more breath. Breathing into the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to the count of 5 again. 2, 3, 4, 5. Full breath in. Breathing out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more breaths. When you are ready, gently open your eyes. All right, everyone. So that was another way you are able to connect with the air element in your body and settle it down. Settle down the movements of the body and mind through pranayam. We already discussed the yoga poses and the nature therapy, how you can feel the air, the touch of air going out in nature. And then you can also are able to hear the sounds around you by either sitting inside or just sitting outside in nature, in spring and summer, of course. And then you can allow yourself to just blend and connect with the nature around you. So that was all about the air element night. Any questions or any sharings? No?
Well,
All right. Yes.
I was just nice and relaxed.
Yeah, it was
I
really
Yeah.
See, I think it's not what the process that we practice. It is what we connect with during that process that makes the difference.
Mm.
So, and that connection, it is dependent on your attention. So attention is when do you pay attention? When you are interested, right?
Mm.
Attention is interest, nothing else.
Mhm.
So when you are interested, you will pay attention. And when you pay attention, definitely you are going to discover something. So you discover that you feel good and relaxed. That is a discovery. That is awareness, right? So it is all coming from attention and connection and then discovery.
Mm.
Rupa, it's Magda. I have a question.
Yes, please.
For listening, if we always hear if we have tinnitus, the ringing or buzzing in our ear,
Mhm.
is that too much an imbalance of air in our body as well?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, that's because as we just mentioned, the sound waves are carried by air. And if there is any movement which is causing the different types of sound to be heard by you, that is through air also. So it's all air.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other question? Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for attending this tonight.